Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business in the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glenn and Young.
Merch Informer is the #1 research program for Merch by Amazon. You can do niche research by BSRs, keywords, and even by merchant brand names at your fingertips. You can explore historical data to see exactly what strategies the top sellers are using to succeed. Merch Informer was designed to help streamline your research process and help organize your ideas. Head over to merchinformer.com for a free 3-day trial, and after that, it's just $19.99 per month. Use the coupon code MERCHMINDS for 15% off the entire order.
Merch Minds Podcast, episode number 96. My name is Glenn. Young is here. Brand new house, brand new background. This guy's a baller.
Brand new backdrop. In fact, this is a photo behind me.
It's not even a real house.
It's not even a real house. It's a freaking photo. One of those big, you know what I'm talking about, right? Those banners.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. No, actually, you know what? I was telling you before the show, it's Labor Day weekend. Some friends and I, we're up at the lake. We rented this, it's not a cabin, I would say, but it's a lake house.
Okay.
We rented it. I'm the first one here. I'm just waiting on them to get here. But, so it's a long weekend. The lake's literally right across the street. Apparently, there's some wineries around here, so we'll do some wine tasting and whatnot. So, living the good life.
There you go. A little wine tasting for my old fellow over here.
Hey, man. I'm a sophisticated old man. For those of you guys that don't know, I used to make my own wine. Do you remember that?
I don't know. Even heard this story.
About 2-3 years ago, my friend and I, we used to buy grapes from a local winery, and we used to crush the grapes and make our own wine. The problem is it's such a long process. Like once you actually make the wine, you have to let it sit for a few months. And
your bare ass feet on grapes.
Yo, man, this ain't that freaking 1700s, man. We ain't crushing the grapes with our bare feet, man. We got machines that do it now, okay? And so you don't have to worry about my damn bunions touching the grapes, okay?
All right, I was worried about that. All right, go ahead, continue.
But yeah, it's such a long process. Like you would literally let the wine sit for a month, and it was just such a long process. We stopped doing it. Something I wouldn't mind doing again, but
how much per bottle?
Oh, dude, we used to make like a half a barrel, and if you know how big these barrels are, I would say that would be about 4 cases.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
it's a private label.
It's a private label, man. Alcohol's on. Instead of Amazon, it's alcohol's on.
We have to get deeper into this wine business. This might be. You might have to make a company.
It was never a business. It's just something that we did as a couple of guys who just enjoy drinking wine and whatnot. Right? Yeah, it wasn't anything serious. But we started doing it. Actually, now I think about it, we do have a barrel left that's been sitting for years. And it's been sitting. You know what? I don't want to get into it because now I'm gonna get pissed.
Okay. All right. Continue.
All right, man. So we have a lot to discuss today. A lot of things have happened. I'm sure you guys know this by now. But as always, we're gonna start the show off with our numbers. I'll start off. Let's see. The last days, just pretty stable. 101 sold, 2 cancellations. Product purchase $1,958.19. Estimated royalties $414.31.
All right, very nice. Oh my gosh, let me just go into it. But product sold $152, and estimated royalties $483.60. Move this browser. 67 cents. And 7 returns, but I think maybe it was Monday or Tuesday, I was as high as 13 returns.
Wow.
I think that's the highest I've ever seen it before. And I was like, man, what's going on? And it seemed like it was like the similar, most of them were the same shirt except for one of the other ones. So I don't know. Might have been maybe just didn't print right, or maybe they just canceled it or something. But
You think it was one customer?
it might have been. I mean, because it's been one of the I guess better selling shirts that I've had.
Okay.
And then maybe it was that. I have no clue. But it was kind of high for returns. I was like, man, I don't think I've seen it.
I was gonna say so I've noticed that your estimated royalties have dropped. Now is that because of the returns?
It might have been. I think the last couple of days have been a little slower than like late last week. I think I was doing pretty good, and then this week has been a little bit slower. Usually at the end of the months, it kind of does get a little slower. But I'm hoping next week we can get back up to like 600 range. But
yeah,
are
you still experiencing like inconsistency?
Like inconsistency for what?
In the past, I've talked about how I'll do like 20 sales one day, and then it'll drop to like, 3 the next, and then it'll go back up to 15. It just goes up and down. It's not stable, right? It's all over the place.
Yeah, last week it seemed like it was pretty solid, and then this week it didn't seem like up and down, but the numbers weren't as high. It was like 10 here, and then 12 here, and then 8, and then 10. So it seemed like it was staying within that range, which usually do better, like try to get to like 20 plus, but I don't know, wasn't the case.
Right. Because it's really frustrating, man. Because I did, I think I did like 20 shirts the other day. And then yesterday I dipped back down to 9, and then today, which is Friday, and it's a little past 2 in the afternoon right now. I've already done like 11 shirts. So very inconsistent, unpredictable. But again, I mean, as far as my numbers goes, it looks like I'm going to close out somewhere between, not between, but just a little under 1,500 for the month.
Okay.
But, man, it's just, I mean, I don't know, man. I think, being on merch for the past couple of years now, like, noticing my numbers always increase over the years, over the months and years, and things have been stable. And then just the last few months, just everything's just unpredictable. It's really frustrating. And you know what? I think this is the new norm. This is something that we're just going to have to get used to. But we do have some exciting news. I'm sure everyone knows this as of now, if they don't. But apparently, Amazon, they just announced and released the new AMS program just for merch. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
I'm pumped. I mean, because AMS it's kind of weird to say like if you've been doing it right, because it's kind of like within everything else, it's like you test it and see if it works. Because I had a bunch of ads, some did well, some didn't, but it also depends on like the niche, time of the year, how much you're spending on the ads. But a lot of it, over time, it got kind of, remember how we talked about it was like freezing, it was slow. So I like this, really just targeted for merch. Like everything else, it's brand new. We don't know how well it's going to work. We don't know any of that, but at least, it's trying something new and like trying different things. And I'm always interested in the Amazon ads more than like Facebook ads and stuff. I think you can do way better by just targeting people that are already on Amazon to buy on Amazon. So I like it, and right now, it has like the little code thing, want me to read the message?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and read that for us? Okay. And you know what? And before you do, just to let people know, because of my location, I'm up in the mountains and whatnot. My internet might be a little glitchy, so there might be times throughout the show where I might freeze up, and if that's the case, I really apologize. I can't help it, man. I'm up in the mountains. What do you want me to do?
All right. Now, y'all will be good. He said, so this was on August 29th. So 2 days ago, today's the 31st. So Amazon Marketing Services is launching for Merch by Amazon. We will enable accounts on a rolling basis. When an account is eligible, content creators will see a new advertising section at the bottom of their merch dashboard, which will include AMS registration, instructions, and their unique code required for sign-up. Please note that we will not be able to provide updates on approvals for individual accounts.
Okay. So that's the message that was posted in the dashboard. Now, anything about oh, you can or can't discuss this, right?
Not that I know.
I don't think I saw anything, but so we are definitely going to talk about it. I was given access to it. Well, at least I had to create a new email address and go through the whole process of doing that. So apparently, I got an email the other day from Amazon. Apparently, they just got really overwhelmed with the whole launch of the new AMS system, which doesn't surprise me. Whenever they announce something new, man, they just get bombarded with people just trying to get access. So it doesn't surprise me. I'll give them a few days and let them sort things out. Try and get additional traffic to your listings. And we talked about this, right? We talked about how we have to drive traffic to our listings, right? Obviously now we have that. We have access to AMS, and for those of you that don't, you will at some point. Just be patient. But anytime, look, Amazon has great organic traffic, but anytime you can drive more traffic to your listings, that's a good thing. Now, I've heard people say, "Oh, this is a money grab by Amazon." Well, you know what? Look, they're in the business of making money, right? The more money we make, and we talked about this, the more money they make. Yeah, it's a money grab at the point that they're going to charge us for their AMS services, right? But I think in the end, we can all make more money.
Yeah.
And
I've seen some pretty decent to not even great designs sell well because of the traffic, marketability, someone to be able to find it easily.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't they didn't have to dig deep to find it. And if your ad and yours is there on the top, that's going to help big time compared to trying to find yours with other ones. So I would definitely, we don't know when everyone's going to be able to use it. And like you said, they're bombarded right now. And it's going to take some time, I think, to also learn and figure out what works.
Yeah, we don't know. Is it going to be the same as it was before? We don't know, right?
Yeah.
So it just really depends on once we get access, just going in and figuring it out. If it was anything like it was before, it was pretty easy to set up. You just have to understand what everything means and just get into the habit of logging in regularly and see what's working and what's not. And if something's not working, just discontinue with that particular ad. So that's pretty exciting. In my opinion, I don't think Facebook ads really work anymore, at least not with t-shirts. So this is definitely a good thing in my opinion. Let's see, some other news. CreateSpace recently, this was they finally crossed over and merged with KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. For those of you guys that don't know what that means, so CreateSpace, let's see, how can I say this? CreateSpace was originally created for people to publish books independently on Amazon, right? And then people like you and I, content creators, we came along and then we decided to just publish blank journals. So now, there's been rumors for the past year or so about CreateSpace merging with KDP. It's been a rumor ever since then, and finally it was confirmed earlier this week that it is finally going to merge. Again, this is going to take some time, in my opinion. And you know what? And maybe this is something we should get Kelly back on the show because look, yeah. I'm no expert, and I don't, and I don't think she likes to be labeled being an expert, but she definitely, this is, she's more in tune with the whole CreateSpace and KDP community.
Yeah.
So maybe we should get her back on the show in the near future and get her opinion. But, is it a good thing? I don't know. I don't know enough about KDP and CreateSpace. I think you and I, we talked about how we dabbled in doing the whole ghostwriting thing, 2-3 years ago,
yeah.
But that thing was a hot mess, right? It just, it left, it was just stupid, right? We don't need to get into that again, but, what do you think, man?
Well, to me, it's number one, even before we had done, the coaching, Kelly had kind of already mentioned it, that like this is something that could happen, because she had already been in that, world for a while, as far as like CreateSpace, making books, making big money. So I think she kind of already saw that kind of coming. As far as like what she preferred and everybody else kind of seeing what they were liking, it seemed like CreateSpace was that one. Now we also know that it was a older platform, like uploading things, and it just seemed kind of like older compared to, like, especially going through merch. Like, it's so easy to upload and then title and description, keep going, and then you're done. But then KDP, I remember when we were going through like the coaching part, I was like, I can see KDP being the main one, because it seemed like a newer platform that they were kind of like working on and pushing, but I really didn't know how it was going to work out on the CreateSpace side. And so let me ask you this. Do you think, though, that with the recent people coming in and making a lot of these journals, do you think it had something to do with it?
Yeah. I absolutely do. I think I definitely think with the whole resurgence of CreateSpace and the whole publishing with the journals, I think it definitely played into the part that they finally decided to merge. Now, I don't know, what am I trying to say here? I don't know what the similarities are going to be between KDP and CreateSpace, because I know on CreateSpace a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was last week, they came out and said, okay, we're getting bombarded. You can only load 25 per day, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be the same for KDP.
Yeah.
I do know that KDP, when I got the announcement, I logged into KDP and I tried to upload a journal. Mm-hmm. Because remember, I've been making those templates, interior templates. And people have been messaging me, "Hey, is your template going to work on KDP?" Obviously, I didn't have the answer, so I logged on to see if I can upload. It uploaded. It took forever, and I think it was because ever since they announced the merge, I think everyone just logged on to KDP, and it just really slowed everything down. I think once everything gets back to normal and people stop panicking and all that, I think, things will be okay. I will say this, though. It is a long and tedious process, just like as it was on CreateSpace.
So it wasn't that much easier?
No, it wasn't. The thing about CreateSpace was, we joke about how old the whole back end was, right? Like, nothing had been improved in over, 10 years or so, apparently. I've done KDP again, like Glenn and I talked about. We kind of messed with it in the past. Mm-hmm. And I know, like I can tell they made some changes. So they're regularly, seems like, at least updating the back end of KDP. So I think KDP will improve. And to answer everyone's questions, as far as I can tell, my templates do work, so there's nothing to panic about. If you've been experiencing some downtime and you think the templates don't work, again, I think it's because everyone happened to just log in at the same time, and it just really slowed up the whole process. I think just give it a few weeks, let everything smooth out, and then I'm sure it'll upload fine.
So you have uploaded new journals then with KDP then? Like new ones?
Yeah. I have. Okay. Not a lot, mm-hmm. But I went in there and I uploaded just to make sure that things, my templates are working.
Yeah. I guess the good thing I could say is that if you never messed with CreateSpace, at least you now know, like, here's your number one platform that you can like officially go into and not have to worry about another one trying to, sweep you from under. We have to learn a brand new process or something.
Yeah. And you know what? And here's the thing: this happens every time. Whether you're doing FBA, merch, or CreateSpace, or KDP, or whatever the hell Amazon offers, they do this all the time. I don't know why people freak out. This shouldn't be a surprise. Look, 6 months down, 6 months from now, Amazon's going to make some other changes, and it's just that's the norm. Okay, if you guys don't like it, maybe this isn't the right platform for you. Yeah. This is what Amazon's known for. That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
They piss us off, and then everything smooths out. And then, half a year later, they'll make some changes again and piss us off again. And it's just, like, that's how it works.
Yeah. And what also, what I also wanted to mention, just because you brought up FBA, just kind of a random thing out there. So FBA actually had like a pretty big change recently as far as like shipments go. So they created a new policy that's actually already starting today, which is kind of like random. It's kind of like, oh man, randomly, hit with it today. But when it comes to shipments, so I'll just read it real quick because I know we're more about print on demand, but so you are required to send the stated quantity of each product in your approved shipment plan to the facility assigned by Amazon. So Amazon will notify you when we observe actions that are not compliant with this policy. We may suspend your ability to ship products to us if we observe continued non-compliance with this policy. So what happens is, like, if you have, especially when it comes to toys, like I always do this because I don't want to ship it to so many centers, right? Like warehouses. So like if I have, 20 different Legos, different boxes, I enter them all in, and then it tells me like 2 of them are going to the Phoenix one, and then 5 of them are going to the Dallas one, and then 3 of them are going to another city. And what I would always do is like make the changes is like, well, instead of sending out 5 different boxes to 5 different shipment, to centers, I'm just gonna make 2 into the Phoenix one, so now I have 5 for Phoenix, 5 for Dallas, and then 5 for the other one. So now I have 3 instead of 5 boxes. And now it's like the new policy, they want you to send it to the required warehouse that they had first given you and not change them around. Remember this FBA? Going back to FBA world.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I haven't messed with FBA in like the past year. Now, you guys hear me say, "Oh, well, I thought you didn't stop selling or reselling." Well, I'm still doing eBay and I'm still doing Craigslist. I love Craigslist. I don't want to get sidetracked here, but yeah. So I don't. The thing about FBA is, and we talked about this last week when we had Matt on, right? You can make a lot of money,
yeah.
But it's the constant grind of having to, especially if you're doing online and retail arbitrage, the constant grind of just having to go out and source. It really, really, it really weighs you down. I mean, your body takes. I mean, believe it or not, it might seem easy, but imagine doing this every day and just your body gets worn out. Let me give you a good example of this, right? And I don't want to mention any names, but it's a friend of ours. We had him on the show back, about a year ago or so. But the guy broke his foot.
Oh man!
Right, the guy broke his foot, and his whole business is relying on sourcing physically, like going out and because he does eBay and FBA and all that.
Yeah.
Right? Now he hasn't been able to do anything for the past 2 weeks because of his foot, right? The point that I'm trying to make is, look, FBA is great, but I think we should all have diversification, right? This is why I got into merch, and this is why I'm so persistent on trying to grow merch, because I see the possibility of merch, and I know money can be made. You just don't. And it's the same thing for someone doing merch, right? If you're just doing merch, man, get into other platforms, because you never know what's going to happen, right? Amazon makes changes and it just screws everything up, or like our friend that we just talked about, the guy broke his foot, man. He can't do anything. He's got 2 kids. He's home. He's bedridden, and his business has taken a dump in the past couple of weeks. I would say, look, man, diversify as much as you can. If you're doing FBA, get into merch or whatever, and vice versa. FBA, man, that was a constant grind. I do miss it though. I'm not gonna lie. it was good money. Look, we talked about this, right? My CPA fucking told me, dude, start doing FBA again. You're making so much money. Dude, I taught people in the community how to do FBA, right? There's a lot of people that you guys follow on YouTube. They learned FBA from me, right? And I don't mind
your sensei.
Dude, I don't mind saying this, but I was like the OG when it came to doing FBA on the road. Right? You guys never knew it because I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't document it. And I don't mind saying this again. A good example would be our good friend John or Kelly, the Resale Rabbit, right? He was known on YouTube because he was traveling the country doing FBA, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I was the first one. And again, I'm not saying, I was, I'm the pioneer. But no, I was doing this long before John. You guys just never heard of it because I don't have a YouTube channel to document all my travels, right? So yeah, no, it's FBA is fun. If you're willing to work and if you're able to if you're able to withstand all the changes that Amazon makes consistently, I mean it could be a good way to make money.
And that was just another example. I mean, going through the FBA world, like that was a policy change they going through, and then merch, we've seen multiple policy changes, and we have to go through them and make our own changes, going back on all the shirts or pop sockets or something that maybe has to do with wordings, wording with titles or description or something, and policies come up, and to make money and have all that, like Amazon's giving us the opportunity, and while you're doing it, you're also playing by their rules. So random policies come up, and that's pretty much just what happens. It's probably the most frustrating out of all of it that there is there. But of course, the upside is a lot better than that one downside from it. But I don't know, random changes.
You're just gonna have to learn how to roll with the punches, basically.
Yeah. And now KDP, a new to learn.
A couple of more things before we get into the actual topic. We're going to just talk about our plans for Q4, but just a couple more things. I've seen within the past couple of weeks, I've seen people saying, "Oh, what are pop sockets? I don't think they're worth making pop sockets and uploading." And in return, I made a post in our group saying, "Hey, they're selling every day for me. If you don't want to upload pop sockets, that's fine, but the opportunity's there." So just want to let people know, if your thinking is, I don't know what pop sockets are, they look stupid, I'm not going to upload them, that's fine. But I mean, don't make a decision based on what something looks like. Do research first, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know what pop sockets were until they were announced by Amazon that they were going to release them. But then you and I did a little research, and then we find out that it's $1 million company. And it keeps growing every year, right? So, I would say don't make a decision based on what you don't know. I would say do your research and know.
It's almost like the merch rule of like, don't design shirts for yourself because you like them. Like, what is the market?
Exactly.
And clearly they're buying pop sockets. So
yeah, I'm selling pop sockets at least every day now.
Okay.
So if I don't sell a pop socket, I'll probably end up getting pissed and kick my dog or something.
Yeah. This guy.
Obviously, I'm joking. Look, don't report me for animal cruelty. I love my dog, okay? In fact, he travels with me everywhere. He's here somewhere.
He's here somewhere.
Yes. So just a quick question before we get into our topic. Now, are you designing for pop sockets? Specifically for pop sockets?
Yes, but I haven't uploaded new ones. But this goes into the Q4 talk, though, that we're going to have.
Okay, well, so then let's get into it. Okay. So Q4, we're officially, what was today? September?
Well, tomorrow's going to be the first already.
No, I said September. Yeah, so tomorrow's going to be the 1st of September. Q4 is creeping up on us. What are we doing as far as Q4 is concerned, and what is everyone else doing? That's what the topic is. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I've been uploading my ass off, okay? My butt's a little sore right now for sitting a little too long. I've been uploading like a madman. In fact,
how many live products do you have right now?
I think
I guess roughly
3,500.
Okay.
I think about a week ago, I probably had about maybe 31 and 32. Dude, I posted in the group. I don't know if you saw this or not. I was up till like 2 a.m. the other night.
I saw that.
Uploading. I'm not messing around, dude. Okay, my take. Again, that was a bad joke. I shouldn't have said that.
You froze, so awful didn't help.
Oh, thank God. Thank goodness. Yeah, no, I've been doing a lot of uploading, just in preparation for Q4. How about you? What are you doing?
Well, first, before we go back, we're not even done with you yet. I want to know, since you're uploading like a madman, what are you doing as far as CreateSpace wise? So for merch, we know you're uploading now. Are you going to continue uploading as we go on, or are you going to upload as many as you can and then go to like CreateSpace once like November comes and try to hit as much as you can for both? Or what are your plans?
I'll tell you right now, I don't really have a plan for CreateSpace. And here's the thing, I know it works. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone just posted in a group the other day, maybe it was yesterday or so. She has like she just took the course. She just purchased Kelly's course about a month ago. Within the past month, she uploaded like 1,000 titles, and she made like $600. So it works. It works. My thing is, again, merch is always going to be my priority. That's my number one priority. The problem that I'm having with CreateSpace is I hate converting my damn T-shirt designs down to the size for CreateSpace.
Because it takes a while, or
it takes a while. It's long and tedious. I talked about hiring Steven's son to do that for me. I haven't gotten into touch with Steven in a couple of weeks now, so I need to reach out to them at some point and say, hey, let me know if your son's still interested. And I told Steven, look, this is a decision that you should make, because I'm really serious about this. Look, education first, and then you earn money second, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to distract his son from his education. Just because he's making a little money, I don't want him to say, oh well, or I can do my homework later, and I can just blow out these covers for y'all, in the next couple hours. Yeah. I don't want that to happen. So I told Steven, look, man, you make the decision. You're his dad. Let me know. And Steven said it was okay, but like I said, I haven't had a conversation with him for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I think if I can get those covers resized for me, I can easily upload 10 a day. Like 10 a day is nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So right now, CreateSpace is on the back burner. I've been having, I told you last week, I've been having more fun making the templates. But CreateSpace, as far as for me, it's on the back burner until I can get a hold of Steven and we can work something out with his son.
Okay, so sounds good. So let's go back though for your Q4 mode. You're gonna be uploading as much as possible. Are you gonna continue uploading, from here on out till December and not add any other like side hustle? Because I know you haven't really done a lot of like eBay and FBA that you have in the past. But are you just gonna go all in merch and then your full-time job and pretty much have those two then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, unless I don't know, dude. Unless something crazy happens, my focus is really just on merch.
Okay. And let me ask you this question: if and when, let's say it happens, to where they can't fulfill orders and or suspend, uploading more or something like that, then are you going to try to maybe upload more to Etsy or do something like that, or what? What is your backup plan for that, just in case?
Yeah. So Etsy's been, it's consistent. I've made some changes to it. I still got to give it a complete overhaul, but it's consistent. I mean, it's probably making me an extra $200 to $300, but I haven't really done anything. Like I said, I made a few changes. One thing that I definitely want to do on my Etsy account is, again, I want to give it a complete rehaul and then when I relist my designs, I want to make sure that I give customers the option to order custom orders, because all my designs right now, you don't have the option to order custom orders. But right now, what's happening is the listeners are messaging me, and saying, "Hey, can you do your design and and put my name over that name?" And they're asking for custom designs.
Yeah.
So I got to go in there and just do a complete overhaul and just offer custom design on everything that I offer, because I think that's a huge opportunity.
Yeah. All right. So sounds good. Kind of a combination. So most of it merch, working your job, of course. That's always going to be there. That hustle, and then doing the Etsy part for the backup, just in case something happens with the merch side. So
Etsy, and then obviously CreateSpace. Hopefully, I'm going to get that started again. Did you just hear that?
No.
It was such a ching, dude. I tried logging out. Every time we did this show, I tried logging out of merch, but freaking Pretty Merch works so good, it won't log me out.
It's watching you.
Jeez. I thought I had logged out. Anyway.
Last thing before we get into mine, what about AMS though for Q4? What are you doing about that?
Man, I'm gonna be running some ads. I don't think I'm gonna go crazy like what Anthony was doing when
he had almost had ads. He was trying. His goal was literally.
Dude, he had when we were in Los Angeles, he had like 1,700 ads running.
I know.
Okay. That's not. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get things that I think have really good potential to sell. Whether it's a good design or something that's trending, and just run those ads for those particular listings. I think running ads on everything, that's, in my opinion, that's when it starts becoming a money grab for Amazon, right? Because not everything's going to sell. Like, we know that, right? I think you get your good design. If you've done your research, you get it. You have a niche that you think is going to take off. Place ads on those listings. Don't do it on everything. I'm sorry, Anthony, if you're listening. This isn't a personal attack on you, but I think really just running ads on everything that you have is just, that's when it starts becoming a money grab.
What about running? What did you say? Like running ads, for like the Halloween ones that are coming up. Running ads for Christmas ones, and
absolutely, why not?
Yeah, testing those bad boys out.
If I have a shirt about, I don't know,
Reindeer.
No, like something just random, right? Like, I hike in the woods with my dog or something, right?
Yeah.
Why would you run an ad to that, right? I don't think it's really relevant to at least this time of the season, right? Like, people want to see stuff about Halloween, Oktoberfest, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yeah. That's just my opinion. I don't know. If you guys think I'm wrong, let me know.
Yeah, send him all the DMs. Let him know. I've
been getting a lot of DMs. People are going nuts out there.
They're sliding into your DMs.
I love hearing from them, though. I'm not going to lie.
So for Q4, so I sell on eBay. I think I sent in the last FBA shipment was maybe like a month ago. It had some Legos and different things I had found for a good deal. And then, of course, with merch. So really what my game plan going into it, number one, trying to get as many ideas possible. Like, I feel like I lose momentum when I'm like, I have like a good set of ideas as far as like the slogans or things like that have already been researched. They're ready to go. I know I can upload and create my own designs off of these, and then I upload them and do all that. But I feel like I lose the momentum if I have to go back again and come up with new ideas. So what I'm doing right now is just coming up with all the ideas. I can do all the trademark check, but with as many ideas as possible. So it's like, now I don't have to do that whole process all over again. So it's kind of like, all right, cool. These designs are set. These ideas are fresh, ready to go. Now I just have to do the design part. And so I'm going to do that and try to upload as many as I possibly can. Probably really want to try to get as much for the next like 2 months. I think once November, December kind of roll around, I want to have those kind of already set. Like by then, the Christmas ones should already be set anyway, as far as like those uploaded. Halloween order will be over by that point. But I think having those type of in-season ones there ready to go, then I could, go back and go all in on the eBay side and not pay attention to the merch side. Probably for like November, December, I'm probably not even going to try to upload anything. I'm just going to have as many as I can before then, run those, and then, make what I can, with what I have uploaded by that point. And then the rest will be pure eBay and, more of the shoe sales and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's really what I'm trying to do now.
Interesting. So let me ask you, man. Okay, because someone asked. I was on Kelly's show earlier this week, and she asked me this, and now I'm going to ask you the same question. Number one, do you think merch is saturated? And what? Oh gosh, what did she ask me? She first of all, just answer that.
I think no. I think there's a lot of room to still grow, but I do feel like it is more numbers game. Like it's more numbers game than ever. I think, well, numbers and or ads and targeting audience, that kind of stuff, but more numbers game than ever, because I almost feel like, man, like if you have a 10 tier, man, it's like so difficult to climb out of that. When I was helping my friend do that, well, I was already maybe like 8 months ago. It was a little bit better, but now as like time has gone on, I feel like it's getting harder and harder to kind of do that, especially with like a low tier number. So I guess that's my thoughts on it.
So when Kelly asked me that, my response was, I was like, yeah, I think merch is saturated. I think it's absolutely saturated. I think there's more competition. There's obviously more people on there. And, merch themselves came out and said that is definitely saturated and that we need to separate ourselves from the rest of the herd. And at the time, what they said was, you need to have better designs. I think it goes beyond having better designs these days. And we talked about this, but you absolutely have to drive traffic to your listings. This goes back to our original topic of AMS and why we think it's a good thing. So absolutely, I think, in my opinion, merch is saturated. You can definitely grow, but in my opinion, it's gotten much harder compared to when merch first started.
Do you think CreateSpace / KDP is oversaturated?
I'm probably not the right person to ask. I don't know. I think I know this for a fact. I know there are a lot more people on there now.
Yeah.
Thanks to Kelly, and then again, there's that other person that what was her name? Catherine Shelton.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of their success on CreateSpace, I think there are definitely a lot more people doing it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it's saturated though. But yeah, no, definitely. Look, Q4. Oh, I know what she asked me.
Okay.
She asked me, do you think there's going to be some kind of a freeze or throttle? And I said yes.
Yeah.
And this is my prediction, and the listeners can let me know what their predictions are. But I predicted there's going to be another freeze, whether it's a complete freeze or a throttle. Something's going to happen, right? Because a lot has happened this past year, right? We had a merch collab. We got, obviously we have the AMS that they just announced, the last couple of days. They just released UK and Germany, and I'm thinking there might have been a couple of other stuff that might have happened, but
pop sockets,
right? I mean, these are like, they added they've added a bunch of stuff into their warehouses and inventory. A lot of changes as far as I'm trying to expand globally. I think because of that, in my opinion, come Q4, there is going to be some kind of freeze.
Yeah, and I kind of figured the same thing, and that's why I almost when I get the questions and I tell them I'm going to try to do as many shirts as possible by that November-December range, because I kind of already have that feeling and prediction that they're going to freeze the uploads by then anyway. So it's like try to do as much as you can before that does happen. Will it happen? We don't know. But going on the past and like what you said, how much expansion they've done, I mean, it probably will happen. But only time will tell until we actually.
And maybe, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. This is just my forecast, my prediction of what I think is going to happen. But I really do hope I'm wrong. I think, because look, this past Q4 when we all got frozen, and then for some reason I don't know why they chose me, but they unfroze me like for like the last 2 weeks, and I got a little glimpse of how much money you can make on Amazon during Q4, man, and I was just like, the potential's there, man. We all got screwed over last Q4. We really did, man.
Man, that one was rough.
Yeah, because I don't think a lot of people were expecting that. I think a lot of us was like, okay, they had the freeze last Q4. This Q4 is going to be better, and now I think everyone's just like, oh man, it's going to happen again.
Well, like you said, I mean, especially by adding pop sockets and all these new things, I mean, it is going to be way tougher to, I feel like, fulfill a lot of these orders. And I had a Q4 show not too long ago, and I was talking about how, just how game plans can change because we are on other platforms. And for me, I was like, I went all in on merch last year on Q4, and I was uploading as many as I could. Before then, my brother was also designing for me. I was trying to do as much as I could. And then when the freeze happened, I was like, I was doing okay on eBay, but my main focus was on the merch side. So when that happened, I was like, man, I got to go and try to build up this eBay inventory. But it was already kind of like not too late, but I had already done so much like on the merch side. I was like, man, this is gonna be tough to like go to this new game plan when I was like on merch.
And it's frustrating, right? Because you have put in all that work.
Yeah.
And it just totally gets you down. It's so frustrating. I totally get it, man. But that's my prediction, I think. And I don't know if like the U.S. merch warehouse is somehow linked to the Germany or the U.K. warehouses. Yeah, I don't know, but I just have a feeling that there's going to be some kind of a freeze or throttle this Q4. My prediction.
Yeah, for sure. Probably. We'll see. Time will tell, and then we'll go from there. If any changes must be made, then we'll make it happen and do it. But I don't know. We'll see once November, December rolls around, and then go from there. But anything else on the Q4 side you were kind of thinking of?
No, that's pretty much it, man. Again, a few more weeks, 2-3 more weeks, we'll be in Seattle. If you guys are attending, please come and say hi. We love meeting everyone. Come say hi. Glenn said he'll buy you a drink.
This is gonna happen.
I think you still owe me a drink from last year. I don't forget these things. Okay.
I know you don't. I know.
But on a serious note, please do come and say hi. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I know Kelly and her husband Dale is going to be there.
Oh, nice.
And Kelly, man, we're at the point now where we almost talk on a daily basis, and I'm really looking forward to meeting her because she's been such a good friend and just someone who I really enjoy working with. So I'm looking forward to meeting her and her husband. Remember, we talked to her husband behind the scenes that one time?
Yes.
He's a fun guy. Loves wrestling. I grew up watching wrestling. So I'm sure that'll be a fun conversation.
Yeah.
And obviously Chris and Ken and Neil. Look, just the network in itself, I think is worth every penny.
You didn't even mention RJ, but RJ...
I'm still trying to figure out why this guy is staying with us. I don't understand. I don't mind. I love RJ. RJ, I love you, Poppy. Poppy, I love you. Okay. I just don't understand why the merch talk get their own little suite. I don't understand why they're with us, but it's okay, man. Look, we'll take you on board. You can stay with us. It's all good.
Oh man, All right. Next episode. Well, we don't really know what's gonna happen next episode, but we are inching closer to 100. So it's getting here, and we'll figure something out once once the conference comes around. What we're gonna do.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, guys. I really apologize for. I know I froze a couple of times. Again, I'm up in the mountains, so you know, we'll work things out for the next show.
Yeah. No, we're all good.
All right, man. Hey, before we go, where can people find you?
Email me hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. Hustlerhacks on Instagram.
Just find me on Facebook, man. That's the easiest way.
All right. See you.